Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. I think looking through the call, I know most of everybody here, but by way of introduction, my name is Adam Brisolera, and I am the co-owner of Fidelis. I oversee training and sales within the company, and very happy to be here with everyone this morning. And I'm actually just the cover opening band for a much larger, more entertaining presenter who's coming after me, but he was very gracious enough to allow me to open up this training this morning to you and just go over a few slides. And I'm happy to be doing this training. In the 12 years of my Medicare career, I have never once seen anybody put on a retention training that was clear and efficient. There might be one that exists out there, but not to my knowledge. So we're glad to have put this together. It is one of the more vital topics in this business to be successful and for your long-term financial outlook. So I applaud you for being on this call today. We're going to have some great information. And Mr. Bradley Woolard is actually your main presenter here. He's our outstanding New Mexico sales director who has a wealth of knowledge of leadership and going to train you in some great retention practices today, but again, was gracious enough to let me open up. So with that, again, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's dive right in to retention. All right, several topics we're going to cover today. The first one that I get to go over is just protecting your financial future, looking at some important numbers and statistics and how all this plays in. And then I'll be turning it over to Brad here in just a bit for some wonderful and proven retention techniques that you can start applying today to protect your book and your business. And then at the very end, there'll be some helpful tools. Here at Fidelis, we're always looking for new ways to support you in all aspects of the business so that you're successful out there. So we wanted to make sure that we had some things to really boost up your retention practices. So we'll go over those as well. All right. If you are here today, good for you. You are blessed. This is an incredible industry. And I say this all the time, but I'll say it again. It's one of I don't know of any other business out there, honestly, legally. Not that I know of illegal practices. I don't want to say that either. But that per your ounce of effort will yield the result that this business can. I mean, it is truly incredible. For those of you who are looking for freedom of time, freedom of finance, and at some point a comfortable retirement, well, you're in the best place that I am aware of. So it's really important, before I get to that chart, it's really important that you understand that this is a business, guys. You're building a business. You have to apply the healthy practices of building and maintaining a business. And retention is just a huge part of this. I cannot emphasize this enough. So as we talk about a comfortable retirement, guys, I really want to show you what that can look like for you with this wonderful chart here. And this chart is a 10-year retirement plan that is associated with MAPD sales. This chart is also very conservative in the sense that I haven't blown this up. There's no, it gives you a wider range of numbers and things that you can sell every year to kind of show where you'll land in 10 years. And then there's no true ups associated with this as well. So I'm keeping it very conservative with the numbers here. Now, if you look at this 10-year plan, you can kind of find on the left side how many applications we're selling a year and find out where you'd land 10 years from now. And if I'm going just on averages, I'd say our average agent produces about 100 apps a year. That being said, that's less than 10 a month. It's very, very doable in an industry where 10,000 baby boomers are aging in every single day, and plenty more opportunity apart from that. We do have our agents who produce to 300 and upwards of even 500 a year. So this business can really be whatever you'd like it to be, but let's just start being conservative with that average number of 100. We're producing 100 apps a year. If you look for the first 3 years, just like building any business, there's not a lot of returns there. There's not a whole lot to shake a stick at. I mean, 90 grand is a respectable income coming in, no doubt about it. But again, we're really looking at the long-term investment of this business. And if you follow it 10 years over, you have an opportunity here that in 10 years, whether you leave the home or not, you essentially could have over 300 grand of renewals coming in. That is incredible, guys. And again, it could be more than that. Get to that 200, 300 mark. You can see the numbers there. There's no other business that I know of that you're not constantly hunting for new sales every year to maintain a certain threshold. Here, once you build it, guys, it can stay in place for you and continue to snowball every single year. It's a very unique business. Now, in order to do that and protect this business, retention is absolutely necessary. So I want to show you this chart here, 10 years worth of renewals. This is with healthy retention practices, all right? Now, let me show you your 10-year retirement plan without healthy retention practices. Now, we're laughing at this, but in all reality, guys, I want to tell you, this is exactly what you're going to get with your business without healthy retention practices, protecting your book that you are building. Now, what's interesting about our industry in this call is there's a lot of guys who are great producers and get a lot of new applicants every year, but they don't have healthy retention practices. So guys, if this is what you're doing, you're playing all offense and no defense, this is what it's going to look like, because through the years of, death, through people moving, through them constant, losing your contact information or just other natural practices where they fall out of touch, this is what you'll end up doing, working hard, signing people up, but as it falls off the bottom, and they're not retained, you just are that cat on the wheel running again and again and again. So we don't want this to be you. I want that first chart to be your financial outlook for you and your family. This is what you deserve. You're working hard. So it's imperative that you apply what we're going to talk about coming up. Now, just a few numbers for you so you can really understand what we're talking about and the importance of it here. When we look at how much time and money is invested in finding and writing just one policy, one Medicare beneficiary, there's a lot that goes into that, and there's quite a bit of variance. But there is kind of a standard industry number here that $303 is about what you're going to spend to acquire a new customer in this business. Now, if you look at what we're earning on those change renewal rates of 301, it's actually costing us more to find and sign up somebody than we're actually getting paid out. So those renewals are a huge part of what makes this profitable in the end, guys. And that's just like any other business where the first 2 to 3 years, you're really investing, and that's where a lot of your money is going into expense. And it takes year 3, 5, and beyond before you start seeing this renewal. And as far as time goes, guys, boy, you can think about how much time you spent with different things, marketing, marketing events, trying to find folks. I've done some crazy things in an attempt to enroll just one individual. So all in all, what I'm trying to say, guys, is the retention of your customers is a much more cost-effective practice than acquisition. Acquisition is actually very expensive and a big drain on both time and resources. So the practices of retaining that $301 if we enroll in this year, every year from here on out, is much more cost-effective practice and will help your business reach its peak potential. So I can't say this enough, guys. All the hard work that you're doing right now to build this business, to build your client base, it must be protected. And one of the last things I really want to emphasize for those of you who are sincere about building your financial outlook, which I believe is everybody on this call, everybody who attempts to join this business is typically doing it, guys, to build a successful financial future. I want to share a wonderful book that I read. It's called The Millionaire Next Door, and I highly recommend it, again, for those of you who are really sincere on building your financial outlook and being successful. But in this book, they interview a number of high earners in our country, and there's a lot of them. As far as the country goes, we have some of the top earners in the world here. And what they found, though, is that although there's lots of top earners in the US, there are very few who are actually truly wealthy. And that's because wealth is not measured in how much you earn every year. It's measured in how much is available at any given one point. So while there's lots of high income earners in the US, there are very few folks who are actually wealthy. Most are on that cat wheel that I showed you, trying to make ends meet every single year. and the wealth is just not accumulating. So I really liken this to our industry. And the main point they make in the book is that while there's a lot of great offensive minded high earners, the ones who are truly wealthy are the ones who are great on defense and protecting those investments and protecting what they've accumulated. So just like in our industry, guys, there's a lot of high earners. There's a lot of great producers. And as I look over the number of folks who are on this call, guys, this is probably our least attended webinar of this whole year, which for me just makes complete sense because, again, I've seen it time and time again where there's so many agents who are high earners, high producers, but they are not great at protecting their book because offense feels much more attractive and it feels sometimes like we're being much more productive than defense in protecting that book. And I want to tell you guys, they are equally important in having a long-term successful financial outlook here. So I can't emphasize this enough, guys, that if you want to have that 10-year retirement plan, you want this business to be a successful business for you, you have to stop playing complete offense and really start playing defense and protecting that book. So I hope all that makes sense, guys. And that being said, I really want to turn over now our outstanding New Mexico sales director, Bradley Woolard, is going to come on. And again, he's going to emphasize some proven retention strategies that we put together for you to protect your book and to make sure you're playing that offense equally as with offense. And I've heard many coaches say this in the past, guys, when it comes to sports. They always say that defense wins championships. It is really vital here, guys. If you want that outlook, you want that success, you pick up the defensive side of this and start protecting that book. So without further ado, our main band, our main entertainment we have today, our wealth of knowledge, of industry, of experience, of leadership, Mr. Bradley Woolard. I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away and teach us about some best retention practices.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Adam. I don't even know if I can ever live up to what Adam calls me, but I'll definitely do the best that I can. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. I really appreciate your time, especially out of the field. I know it's valuable. And for the next 3.5 hours, we're going to go into a deep dive into retention. I'm just kidding. But we definitely need to start off with talking about retention and how it does start before the appointment. We can get untechnical difficulties to work. There we go. So, number one, let's reply with speed. Be sure that when a prospect calls you, that you respond within 5 minutes to no later than 24 hours. And this is for a couple reasons. Number one, it definitely starts to show a level of professionalism in you and your business. Two, it shows that you are responsive. And three, maybe more importantly, the longer you wait, the more chance you have that someone else is going to call them or respond back. So we really don't want that to happen. Then set up your prospects in a CRM. So, stay organized. Organization is definitely a huge key to retention. All right, before the appointment, let's also look at completing a needs analysis to be best prepared for your appointment. This is a great way to help keep clients as well. It helps you get your ducks in a row before the appointment, helps you refresh your knowledge on plans ahead of time so you can speak intelligently about what it is you're going to do for them. This will also help you verify doctors and prescriptions, et cetera, ahead of time. And so fill that out. It's a great way to, again, keep your clients. And of course, don't be late for your appointment. I know you all have probably heard this before. And what's that saying? If you're early, you're on time. And if you're late, if you're on time, then you're late. It's kind of how these folks feel about it. All right, moving on. During the appointment, this is your time to shine. Let's give them a 5-star experience. So this is, again, your time that you've already prepared for it. You're here. Now you're going to show them your knowledge, your professionalism, and that you know what it is you're doing. So be professional and definitely be friendly. Get to know your client. Don't just get straight into the business. This is the time, take 5-10 minutes or so in the beginning to get to know your client, where they're from, what their family, any dogs, cats, lizards, whatever it is they have. There's also another saying, I love these sayings. It's easier to fire an agent than it is a friend. So take a couple minutes, become friendly with them. That way it's much less of a chance of losing them. Let's speak knowledgeably and honestly about the plans. Again, ahead of time, doing your prep work, understanding you know what it is you're going to say before you go in. Do your due diligence, ensure that they're on a plan that best fits them. One of the ways you could do that too is while you're going through those needs analysis and while you're talking to them about their family, be sure to use you and your questions, such as, hey, what is your current plan? What do you like best about your plan? What are some of your reservations you may have about your current plan or a future plan? Okay. Set up proper timelines for receipt of their plan materials. Make sure you set those expectations ahead of time. So that way they're not wondering, hey, they're calling you 5-10 days later or 30 days, and they're not sure what they'll get and when they'll get it. So again, help them understand how you can also be of help for them in the future. Big part is just communicate with them. I mean, we all know that. We want people to communicate with us. So you did your due diligence, you're at the appointment, they said yes, you're signing them up. Now, before you leave or before they leave, the loss of contact info is the number one way an agent loses clients, whether the client loses yours or you lose theirs. So make sure that you collect all possible contact info, email, phone, work, home, mobile, Skype, MySpace, whatever it is. I mean, heck, my dad's still on AOL. I don't even know if that works if you don't have dial-up, but hand out multiple business cards. This is a great tool too, business card magnets. They can help your clients retain your information long-term. I'm sure we all have had grandparents that had those wonderful insurance agent magnets all over the refrigerator. Make sure that's you. Encourage them to save your contact info in their mobile phone. This is also another great opportunity for you to set up this 5-star service. A lot of our population we deal with are technologically challenged, aside from myself. So this is a chance for you to really help them and maybe ask them, hey, do you mind if I make sure I save my information in your phone for you? That way, whenever you plug in your information, you could save it as, my Medicare agent or the Medicare guru, or heck, I would save it as the short, dark, and handsome guy that helps me for everything, but that's just me. All right. Also, before you leave, make sure you instill the understanding that you are their personal Medicare broker moving forward. If anyone calls them, if anyone reaches out, make sure they call you before they do anything. Talk to them about that. Warn them about call centers and fly-by-night agents. Help alleviate the confusion and noise before it starts. They should know you, and they should know that you're here for them. I mean, you spent the time, you sat down with them, you got to know their family, you got to know all about their pet lizard named Brad, and you know their needs, you know their plans. So let them know they will be receiving calls and ads and emails. Call you first. And then leave them with a warm and friendly experience that they will never forget. That is part of that 5-star service. All right, so we move on. Now we finish the appointment. Now what? Well, we're 30 days, 60 days post-appointment. 30 days later. This is extremely important. Clients are the lifeline of your business, as Adam went over and we've talked about. The cost of losing new client is more than financial. It's also the loss of future referrals, bad reputation. And so you just want to make sure that this 30 days is extremely important. Again, be professional and respond in a timely manner. Too many clients feel like agents just sell them and then disappear. I mean, this ties back to before the appointment. You're responsive with the emails. You need to be responsive again with emails, texts, calls, carrier pigeons, whatever it is, however it is they got a hold of you. Make sure that, again, you're being responsive with them. So call the client, verify they've received their cards. Is all the information on the card accurate? I mean, you'd be surprised how many hands touch this, let alone mine and the back end with the carriers, etc. I mean, if it was up to me and I was typing everybody's information, I can guarantee you I would fat finger quite a bit. So let's make sure that all the information on the card is correct. That'll alleviate some problems in the future. Do they have any questions on utilization? Again, make sure they have your correct info. Number one way to lose your client, they don't have your information. Set up expectations. The client should be aware too that they will be hearing from you often. All right, 60 days later. Be professional again. I can't emphasize this enough. You'd be surprised at, again, how many people do not continue that level of 5-star service. They're no longer professional. They stop responding. I'm too busy. I'll get to it later. Oh, we don't want to, again, spin our wheel on that wheel that the cat was on. Send a thank you card with additional business cards. Look, handwritten cards are usually the best. I think so. I always enjoy getting a handwritten card. I know someone took that time. And if you have some questions on where can I get those, if you go to your Fidelis agents, you'll see that we have some on our website for you. Definitely, again, call the client. See if they have any questions on utilization. Have you seen your doctor yet? Go over mail order options for prescriptions. Again, this is a good time also while you have them on the phone. Review any discount options that they may have. Maybe let them know of any current plan changes or something you heard of that might be coming up. Also, remind them, this is a good time. You could remind them if you're going to be taking any time off and ensure that your voicemail or email or whatever is up to date with the dates and times for your time off and expectations for when you'll return any messages. All right, quarterly and beyond. So I just want to start off with, no, that is not a mail model. We don't have that in our budget. So we have to use our very own Jeffrey Humble for this. So quarterly and beyond. First off, we talk about mailing cards to your clients on holidays, including 4th of July, Veterans Day, Grandparents' Day, Groundhog Day, your clients' birthdays, whatever it is. Please make sure you start sending them some cards. Send them email blasts. Talk about the industry or any carrier updates, or talk about holiday greetings, educational pieces on Medicare or senior related topics. You could also choose quarterly. You could choose a carrier, a specific carrier, and invite your clients that are on that carrier to do a review. Talk about, again, utilization, discounts they may have forgotten about, or extra benefits that a lot of us forget are available on those plans. Email blasts about AEP, OEP, reminders of mail or email. There we go. Host yearly client appreciation events. Use these events both as another way to show your 5-star service to help build your business. And you can use it for referrals. Ask them to bring a friend. And those of you that are close to a Fidelis office, utilize your local Fidelis office for these events. Retention is really about layers and layers of interactions. All right, helpful resources from Fidelis. I'm sure you know by now, we are all about ensuring we have resources for you. And aside from the 5-star service you already received from your sales directors and the support staff, we have some more for you. First one we're talking about is fidelisagents.com. Okay, yes, they did cover my face here in this picture on the website. I think they did that on purpose because I think I bring down the attractive curve for the whole company. So they made sure they covered it up, circled Marketing Hub. Here you can look at business cards and magnets, business card magnets, thank you, birthday, holiday cards, AEP reminder templates, email signatures, brochures, trifolds, pretty much what you need. All right, another resource, Medicare Center. So again, if you're not using it, this is a free resource for all of our agents. You use it for quoting and enrollment options, call recording, compliance. It is your CRM. This is a ever improving system. It's exponentially better than it was 2 years ago. And quite frankly, when it's complete, it will be your be all end all CRM for you. All right, social media. So what I've realized is pretty much everyone other than Brad knows how to use social media. So that's great. If you don't though, there are more, this is more ways for your clients to find you. And more importantly, maybe this is a way for even your clients' relatives or kids, grandkids to get a hold of you. They can find you, figure out, hey, mom or dad has questions or aunt has questions. This person's always posting. We definitely should get a hold of them. So if you're on social media, again, ensure you have relevant content on your post. There are options for Fidelis agents. We do already have a partnership. If you haven't worked with Snoozy yet, get in touch with your sales director. We can help you get in touch with them. And they already have an extensive library of relevant content. So there's no need to reinvent the wheel here. And it is extremely cost effective. Oh, it's like I knew this was coming. Another helpful resource, Snoozy. So they offer custom website design, month-by-month contracting, no setup costs. This is huge. One reason why I wouldn't set up a website is I don't know what to do, and I know it costs a lot of money. Well, these people kind of take it all for you, make it pretty easy. It's pretty turnkey. They handle changes, redesigns, they'll host it, Google Analytics, all that for a low price of $69.99 a month. They can also operate your social media marketing for you. Again, they'll set it up, tune it up. They'll handle Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and they'll give you tips for more followers. And they can post 5 days a week, $75 a month. Honestly, if it was me as an agent selling, my time would be way worth more than $130 a month for me to try to figure it out and just get frustrated at the end of the day and try to drop kick my computer. So computers cost more than $130 a month, so I would definitely pay them to do it. All right, so I cut it short of 3.5 hours. So in summary, let's work smarter, not harder. Let's protect your financial future with good retention habits. Utilize your resources, all those that are available to you. We have them here with Fidelis. Let us know how we can help. You know, our purpose from support staff, sales directors, and everyone here at Fidelis is to be your resource and to help you drive sales and become as successful as you want to be. We definitely have a servant's heart here, and we want to serve you. And I always ask these questions when I'm talking to folks I interact with, and that's 2 questions. What can I do for you? And what do you need from me? So again, I want to thank you all. I appreciate it greatly. I know the valuable time it is to bring you out of the field. We do have a couple reminders though, before I forget. Number 1, we do have our next upcoming national webinar will be on the 31st. And to make you aware, there will be a survey. This is the first time. There will be a survey that will pop up in your browser window when you're done. So please take a minute or so to fill it out. It'll help us to continue bringing valuable content. Would like to thank the GOAT, Adam, for spearheading this and continual leadership and being at the forefront for bringing exclusive content for agents and always making sure it's relevant. So I certainly appreciate everyone coming. And I think we've been watching the chat box. Do we have anything we need to talk about before we? We're good?
Any last questions for those of you out there?
I think we just had everyone asking about if we'll send the PowerPoint out, but Brad, you may want to tell them where it's going to be. So
Where the PowerPoint's going to be?
yes.
Where's the PowerPoint going to be, Mr. Humble?
The PowerPoint is going to be on our website, fidelisagents.com.
Is that one-stop shop that they can get all this information and resources and guides?
And how much does it cost?
I believe it's for the low cost of $0 and 0.00 cents, but
$3.99.
That's right, $3.99.
That's right, guys. And that's just to emphasize again, the cost of acquisition is much higher than retention. So all these things that we mentioned are just little small tricks of the trade or little tiny things like business card maggots you can purchase very cheaply to help keep your business intact. Hopefully you take away just one little helpful thing today. And the hope is you start applying it immediately, guys. If you have a book at all, it's time to up your game of retention today, immediately. The best thing you can do to really make sure you're putting all the stakes in to protect your family's financial well-being and all the hard work that you're doing for your business. So thank you, Brad, for everything you emphasized there. Go out there, guys, keep writing those folks. And remember, like Brad was saying, retention really starts before and during the appointment, being just an outstanding human being where they do not forget the experience you gave them. That's essentially what they're buying with you as their broker. It's not your outstanding knowledge and that you can sign them up for all these different products. It's you, it's your personality. It's how they feel when it's done. They trust that they're getting a knowledgeable and professional individual to do what's best for them. So just those little things, guys, that we mentioned, putting them in place will help build your business much more quickly and efficiently. And that is what we want to see here at Fidelis, your success in the well-being, financial well-being of your family and yourselves. Giving them better than what you started. That's really what this is all about. So, and I've seen it hundreds of times, guys. It can be done. So please let us know how we can help you, and best of luck out there in the field. We really appreciate your partnership.
Thank you, guys.